It's yo until you get bored of resurrecting.
Alrighty, and we are live. Starting out tonight, a couple shout outs for all of our subscribers and founders, people that have started out with us. We have him, You Are a Stewie, Ike Ironlegs, Lady Delin, and Lexi Charisma as founders and current subscribers to the channel. We do appreciate the support. Sadly, no DM 101 this week. We did run into some scheduling issues with getting it completed, but it will return next week with a foundational look into combat being more fun and interesting. And you can find that in older episodes of our Arachnophobia campaign on our YouTube channel. Check out the links for that. That said, who would like to go over what happened last week?
To be honest, I'm only 30% sure what happened last week because I was very much focused on being racist against Draho.
That does happen.
It is really hard to maintain fake anger.
I mean, you could be angry for real.
Yeah, but I mean...
All right, so what happened? We went down into the tunnels underneath the prison. We went across some water to a Duragar settlement. We tried to sneak by them, realized that isn't going to work. So we ended up having to go meet with them in their trade hall. We got we made some deals to get ourselves on the path to Sarbreen. And once we got there, some really annoying mushrooms brought us a purple worm.
That is true. And as Lexi points out, Draho was salty.
When isn't Draho salty? Draho should basically just be soy sauce.
So that left you guys off at that final entrance room where the skeletons came out, along with the skeleton minotaurs. In that room, there are two doors that lead into two hallways that are each about 300 feet long. They look to have about 5 doors apiece, and at the end of each hall seems to be a long, deep tunnel. Fenrir has decided to stay with the dwarves for the moment, so it'll just be the 3 of you adventuring forward. Misaki is on the way, but needs to do a bit of prayer before joining.
So I guess we'll start with, you said there were how many doors?
2 doors, one at either end, basically left and right of the space where the skeletons came out
of. Unless anybody has an objection, let's go left.
No, I'll go whichever way you guys want, but I am being hyper vigilant of drow treachery.
All right. So again, that hallway does have 5 rough doorways in the room. Do you want to just start out at door 1 and kind of move from there, or do you want to head directly through to the end of the hall?
I guess we'll at least peek in the doors as we go by.
Okay. So the first door looks to be a fairly standard for an old oak door. It's seen better days with the centuries of kind of decay and waiting that it's just kind of been going through.
Does it appear to be locked and or trapped?
Not that you can see, but if you'd like, you can certainly make a investigation roll.
All right. Investigation. 22.
22 does not seem to be locked and or trapped.
All right. I guess we'll pop it open and see what's behind door number 1.
All right. Opening the door to this room, you find that the walls inside are bathed in an azure blue flame, though you don't feel any heat emanating from the room. The floor is a cold slate tiling, with nearly each tile being slightly different in height from all of the tiles around it. In the middle of the room sits a small sealed jar on top of which is a small bronze figurine. The contents of the jar are a little bit too hazy to be seen from the doorway, though.
I think we should let Kibble inspect it because he's probably good with identifying things that are dangerous.
Okay. It doesn't seem to be problematic, but I'd sure stay away from the fire.
Well, anyone else have any ideas? You guys are better with this stuff than I am.
I'm a little bit concerned about the varying heights on the tiles. It makes it hard to find pressure plates or anything. I mean, I could theoretically fly in there and grab it and fly out, but I don't know if that's worth a use of flight.
Well, don't you guys have familiars? Can one of them do it?
True. Is that something that the owl could pick up?
I wouldn't see why not.
All right, let's send the owl in to go snag it and come back.
All right. Deftly avoiding traps. You find a small jar, and inside looks to be like a cube of kind of translucent jello. Attached to the jar, kind of stuck onto it, is a bronze cat figurine.
But is it green jello?
It is.
Can I, by any chance, just like do an arcana check to see if I can identify the markings alchemically?
Absolutely.
Let me see here. There it is.
Have a guidance while you're at it.
That will be help. Well, 15. I might not need it, but let's try. That went the wrong direction. All right, 16.
Okay. With that, you would think that it was a very small gelatinous cube in that jar.
Oh, small gelatinous cube.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to say that. That looks like a small gelatinous cube. I would suggest we not open that ever. In fact, I'm very concerned with the fact that we're even going to keep it with our supplies.
No, we do need trinkets, Draho.
That is true, and it would be funny if they didn't recognize what it was, let it out, and it ate all their stuff.
And additionally, go ahead and roll. Well, you already rolled Arcana, so I'll give it to you. The bronze cat figurine does have some arcane symbols in it that make you feel like it has magic that you can activate.
I'm going to give that to Kibble and say, this seems like some sort of magic that can be activated. Do you want to see if you can identify what it is before somebody accidentally triggers it?
Oh, okay. Taking the 10 minutes to let him do that?
Yeah, why not?
So he notes that it's got like a necklace strap made of kind of old cracked leather. Probably a good thing to get a new one if you're going to use it. Beyond that, the necklace gives the wearer resistance to falling damage.
Wait, what?
The bronze cat figurine is a necklace pendant that, when worn, gives the wearer resistance to falling damage.
Oh, nice. Does
So-
it need it tuned?
It does not.
Oh, nice.
Is the cat pendant attached to this jar?
Kind of by like some small sticky substance, like plumber's putty or the blue stuff.
But they're not physically enjoined. They are two separate items.
Correct.
Okay, because I was just trying to picture a cat holding on to a jar swinging from somebody's neck with a gelatinous cube in it. And I'm thinking,
That's why I was confused when he said what it was. I'm like, are you supposed to activate the gelatinous cube to land on? Like, it seems like a bad idea.
Well, it wasn't before.
I guess who here is the least graceful? They're probably the one that's going to want to hold on to that amulet.
I would assume that's probably Kai.
Yeah, he's got.
What do you mean assume? You do realize that I have not made a dex check in the entirety of the time we have played.
Which
I'm
means you're
pretty
going to
sure you
fail
made
your
one.
first dex check.
Just one.
Oh, wait. I think, nope, you're right. I made one, what was it? Versus the
Bridge, wasn't it?
Nope, fell off that.
Yep.
So you need it.
4 times.
So you need it. Decision made.
Fell into water. Taken an absurd amount of magical damage to the face. Like, I thought about going back and keeping a running total of just how much magical damage that I have absorbed just to the face.
The bonus of recording these episodes.
I actually might just passively radiate magical energy for as much damage as I've just... Sure! Put it here.
Spontaneously become a wild magic sorcerer?
Yes, something like that.
Oh, man. I love wild magic.
All of a sudden, I take another lightning bolt to the face, and I'm all like... Wild magic, I choose you!
I mean, if anyone's going
And
to
then I start taking
multi-class
levels
do
in
it.
sorcerer. It's going to happen.
Yep. So yeah, I think we'll give you the pendant. You seem to be good at falling down, and you're heavy.
Now, back in the day, you could only wear one magical item in a slot. Is that still a thing?
I believe so.
In which case, I cannot wear it.
No. I mean,
Because
yeah,
I, you know what? As much as I would love to pull the magical Mr. Teeth thing, which I think would work. I think Kai could work that. I really do.
well, I mean, it doesn't have to hang around your neck. It's a medallion. Just strap it around your head. Now it's a diadem.
I will double check that post game just to make sure.
I mean,
Just we're gonna move on from that because
yeah.
no.
Turn it into a belt buckle.
I'm sure we have a guy in town for that.
Yeah, I do. Note to self: invest in belt maker.
You can use your discount.
Shut up.
Nope. I'm just gonna collect a few more of them and become. I'm gonna take levels in Bard and become a rapper.
There you go.
Watch out for my medallions. My magic is reckless. Feels like I got a halfling hanging from my necklace.
Shut up.
Uh,
So yeah,
Don't
okay,
tempt
we've
me,
got
bad things will happen.
So we'll
Don't
give him the
influence.
medallion, whether he wants to use it or not. That's up to him. But I don't want it.
is that the only stuff in Magic Blue Room?
That's correct.
I mean, I'm seriously interested in the cube because, like, I'm a terrible person, and a terrible person could do amazing things with a gelatinous cube in a jar.
Yeah. I mean, hold on to that too.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
rather
go
it
ahead
not
and
be
hang
in
on
the
to it
bag of
and-
holding.
If we don't find anything better to do with it, we'll just use it as a trinket on the way out.
Well, I mean, worst comes to worst. Gelatinous cubes are 10 feet on a side. You imagine what happens if I have my Raven dude drop that in the middle of something ridiculous?
Yeah, you hold on to it. You'll find the perfect use for it. I don't want it anywhere near me or our possessions.
All right, so let's
Especially in our
go
possessions.
check on door number 2 then.
Okay. So as you're nearing this doorway, you begin to smell an odor of fetid putrescence. The door itself is slick with a ruddy copper-smelling substance. The same substance pools around the floor of the door.
Well, I don't want to touch that door, so
Can I identify what the substance is without having to touch it?
You would go ahead and make a medicine check.
Oh, well. That's good to know. There goes nothing. 8.
Considering you've run across this substance many, many, many times, especially in battle, and I've always said it's the same kind of thing, it's blood. Definitely blood, but old.
Oh, that looks like blood. And you said it's oozing around the door?
Pooling at the base of the door and slick all over it.
And it's
Means
old
somebody on the other side got cacked
a
within the last
while
day
ago.
or so. Well, no, if it's still moving, it's not that old. So we
Good
should
point.
probably be on our guard.
It's probably Drow Ambush got someone.
Oh.
Is there a
You have to
handle
put
on
a
the
silver
door?
in a jar every time you say
Yep,
the word
there sure
Drow.
is.
Okay.
Is
I was
there a
hoping I
wall
could just
behind
like push it open with my staff without having to touch it.
Alrighty. So, opening the door lets out a wave of intense, nearly overwhelming stench of rotten, decaying flesh, making your eyes water as the smell wafts out. The source of the smell is easily identified. Several score of bodies lay in the room in various states of decay. Some can be made out as human or near human, though others have decayed too far to tell anything beyond their size, their flesh having rotted to the point that the white of the bone can be seen beneath.
Well, we can tell this about this dungeon. There are no carrion crawlers around here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is intensely gross.
How big is this room?
About 40 by 40.
Oh. The other problem is that means a motivated necromancer has a lot of crap that it can use.
And everybody go ahead and give me perception checks.
Perception.
All right.
13.
Naivara's obviously grossed out by this and is not paying very much attention.
18.
Kai comes in with the big one. Hello, puppy. On top of one of the bodies in the pile, basically resting at the top of the pile, is one that has an oddly shaped helmet. There's kind of a spiked frill extending from about the forehead to near the nape of the neck. Looks like almost like a sharp steel mohawk.
Oh. Does it seem to be magical from a distance?
Definitely shines in what little light is in here.
How far in is it? Like, how much gore would we have to wade through?
Divine sense.
About halfway through. You see that helm kind of shining in there, and definitely a bunch of dead bodies.
Well, I mean, evil.
Oh, divine
undead,
sense.
Divine sense. Divine sense.
I heard blind. Okay. You do pick up emanations of evil.
Can the owl grab the helmet and bring it back?
Always a possibility.
I would not recommend that if you're attached to the owl.
I mean, it's a familiar. It dies. You just get a new one the next day.
I've got a
Magic
bad
101.
feeling about this.
I mean, if he's sensing an aura of evil, how do we know it's not the helmet that's evil?
Well, it might be, but I mean, an evil helmet, that'd be a good thing to give that jerk at the trading post.
Okay, well, how about you go in and get it then, Draho?
Hold on. I don't know if it's the helm or whatever's attached to the helm, or all of these things could be undead just kind of hanging out, waiting to stand up. All of these things are possible.
Well, I mean, we can test if these are all undead waiting to stand up. Draho draws his sword and stabs one in the arm. One of the corpses.
It goes squish as your sword enters into it, but doesn't move.
All right. Draw back, wipe the blade on the cleanest part of their clothing. Put it away. Yep, they're dead.
Okay.
I would like
Like how everyone's being cautious. If you stay cautious too long, Draho's got to go pick it
here's
up.
the deal. This is a 40 by 40 foot room. If we wanted to be D-bags about this, you loan me a cigar. Naivara and I hang out. If any of them get frisky, I have a smoke. Naivara heats it up. We double fireball the room, hit everything inside of it, and call it a day.
That is true. We have a cigar of fireball.
So it's not impossible to easily deal with a straight open and shut fight. That's not what I'm worried about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Naivara to be prepared. I am going to prepare an action to Misty Step at a moment's notice. You are going to prepare actions to fucking obliterate this room. I can walk in and grab the helmet. If ridiculous happens, I can pounce out. We can smoke the room and then sift through the ashes. Is that a plan?
I like it.
Seems reasonable.
Topical, erotic. I give it a 9.5.
Yeah, let's do it. Worst case scenario, nope, I'm not saying it. Don't give the GM ideas. I'll let you know after this happens or doesn't.
Okay.
So with that settled, I'm going to make my way into the room.
All right. So you wander in through kind of the gore and muck up that pile of bodies. Go ahead and give me a either athletics or acrobatics, whichever you have better.
I don't like you. I just don't like you.
I mean, you should have one of them.
I don't know that you really understand my character very well.
I mean, they're two of the most commonly used skills.
So as you're climbing up that pile of muck, your massive roll of a 6 ends you face first in bloody gore and chunks.
Upon seeing this, Draho's going to step to the side and vomit on one of the bodies.
It lays there, accepting your vomit.
Because that is beyond disgusting to him. Yeah, he's just heaving in the corner.
And Naivara definitely throws up in the back of her mouth a little bit.
And as you kind of push yourself up, there's just nasty strings of fleshy goop hanging.
Once I gain my sense of ability, I'm going to say, try again. Try again.
You don't want to say anything about leverage?
Draho does not have the ability to be crafty right now.
So Kai is going to stand up, reach back, pull forward this nifty cloak of elven kind that I'm wearing,
Okay.
wipe my face with it, and then continue up the carrion pile.
All right. You make your way up there and are able to get close enough to the helm. And on closer inspection, the spikes are actually comprised of steel feathers whose polished look almost glows against any light that bounces between the feathers.
Okay, what is it sitting on or is attached to? Is there a head in the helmet?
There
is. That head attached to a body?
Yeah, there is. Looks to be that of, and kind of odd looking orc. Maybe orc, maybe half orc.
Orc, maybe half orc. What? I mean, this is kind of a menagerie of races going on in the middle of this, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And I'm assuming that the orc, maybe half orc, looks deceased.
Oh, very.
Okay.
Like guts ripped open, intestines splayed out. Seems to be one of the more fresher of the kills.
Ooh. Now that I've got the center of this room going, I'm gonna kind of take a 360. Is there a directional for the carnage? Does it look like these guys were killed here, or were they moved here?
Go ahead and give me a wisdom roll.
I mean, okay.
That'll do. They were definitely moved here. It's just kind of large pile of them. The blood is kind of seeping out of them onto the floor and going out further from that. But you don't see any splatter on the wall or anything like that.
Okay. Now the next question: does it look like these bodies are piled around this helmet?
No, it's more of that particular body is at the top of the pile.
Okay. I still have a significantly hard time believing that somebody didn't take this. I mean, all of the other bodies do they have weapons and armor and other things?
Minor amounts, scraps of kind of decent armor. One's in a set of full plate, but covered in nasty ick.
So they don't necessarily look like they have been pillaged.
Correct.
All right. So I'm going to ready an action to Misty Step, because I should be able to Misty Step my way out the door.
You can,
from this distance.
Though if you set it as a readied action and don't expend it, you still lose the slot.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still a bonus action.
Yep.
All right, are we all ready for dumb?
I am.
He's as ready as we're getting.
Okay, I touched the thing.
All right, you touch the thing. It's shiny and cool in your hands.
Sweet. I'm going to start making my way out of the... Actually, are there any other entrances or exits to this room that I can see from my vantage point?
Not that you can see. But as a note to earlier kind of looking around, most of the bodies do have other equipment, belt pouches here and there, things.
I mean, yeah, I'm certain of it. Once I get this thing figured out and figure out whether or not it's going to eat me for this, maybe we'll think about rifling bodies. But that's
Right.
a day-long job.
Yeah,
We're
it is.
not that far from a whole bunch of people that can handle that. In fact, I actually have an excellent purpose for a gelatinous cube right now, if we can figure out how to get it back into the bottle. Because we could let that thing loose in here, it'll get a hearty meal, and then we put it back in the bottle, and we get it all of the items back, shiny and chrome. Witness me.
That is an idea I never contemplated.
See, this is why you give me the bottle. Because I'm a bad man. Okay, but we're going to make our way back
Okay,
to the door.
sounds good.
Any
Nothing happened?
Vincent Price, no Thriller music.
No, not as of yet.
Fantastic. So I'm gonna stop about 5 foot from the door, and I'm gonna kind of motion for these guys to give me some space, and I'm gonna toss the helmet out the door.
All right. It goes clattering on the ground.
Anything happening?
Nope, not as of yet.
Is this a
Hey,
Chekhov's gun?
No, because Chekhov's gun has to go off. This could just be the DM seeing how many minutes he can get us to spend on a shiny helmet.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you would. Just so the GM knows, if it is just a shiny helmet, I'm going to be wearing it for the rest of the adventure going, Spirit magic handed me. I'm going to have to deal
Yeah.
with that.
Yes.
So I am now exiting the room.
All right.
Nothing happened?
Correct.
Good. Let's send the dwarves to pilfer the place later.
Well, I'm still concerned about my general feeling of evil ookiness.
Well, is it coming from the helmet?
I don't know. There's a lot going on in a 30-foot cone.
Well, wouldn't now that the helmet's in a different place, wouldn't divine sense?
Yeah, but I haven't gotten there yet. So, is it that the helmet is gnarly, or is it the room in general that's gnarly? If I have to, I'll move 30 feet from the room with the helmet.
It is not the helmet, and it is definitely towards the room.
Okay, so the room is gnarly. The helmet is whatever the helmet is. Kibble, helmet.
All right. Kibble takes his 10 minutes to ritualistically cast Identify once again. And then he kind of raises his eyebrows. Oh, that's neat. It's a guardian helm. If you're wearing it, any of your allies, as long as you're conscious, that are within your line of sight, if they fall down, they receive advantage on death saving throws.
What's advantage mean?
It means they do better.
So, let me understand this thing correctly. Somebody gets knocked down, they get up again, because you can never keep them down.
That's right.
So they have a whiskey drink and a vodka drink.
I can't believe I called that one.
And they sing the songs that remind them of the better times.
Oh. Oh.
All right, well, now that I'm thoroughly disgusted with this room, let's move on.
Yeah.
I believe they called it, if I recall correctly, the helmet of wash basin banging.
Chumbawamba tub thumping. That's the name of the helmet. Oh, I'm so mad that I picked up on that.
Does this item require attunement?
It does not.
Spirit magic helmet.
Yes. Now you just need the spear.
You have a freaking poleaxe. Argue with me.
I mean, I would, but we got game to do.
All right.
Spirit magic helmet.
Yeah, I'm glad we've got the helmet and nothing bad happened to us.
So, moving over to door 3 then, I assume.
Yes, let's go to door 3.
All right. This door seems to be one of the better that you've seen thus far. Less dysfunctional, less decaying than any of the others.
Open the door gently and slowly.
All right. Opening the door, you can see a room filled with cold stone tiling, much like the other. In the middle of it sits a merchant's body. A dark ruddy outline pools beneath it. Its face is looking forwards towards you, towards the door. Its hand is outstretched towards you. A lone broken spear can just be made out in the far corners. Beyond that, this room looks like it was once a merchant stall. Empty shelves and display cases kind of line the room. And a small locked box sits on a counter directly across from you, and where the merchant's body is in between you and it.
This looks like something Draho knows a lot about. So I will defer to your wisdom, Draho.
You're the legal burglar. Go burgle
What?
something.
Yeah, I want to make sure. Now, it's the merchant is facing us like he's reaching for us, right?
It is.
And what was on the tables behind him or in front of him?
Behind him. So like a counter behind him has effectively like a small chest.
Okay. Very cautiously, Kibble, can you detect any magic radiating in this room?
He does his woojie wooj and not within my range.
How big's the room?
A good 50 feet back.
Okay. Well, jump on my shoulders in case something attacks us. We're going to walk in and tell me when you sense something magical. And I'm going to shuffle my feet, not lifting them off the ground, gently to feel for any kind of awkward tiles before I put my weight on them.
All right. So the tiles do all shift slightly, but as you're bumping into them, none of them seem to move. You get about 20 feet in, and Kibble points out, oh, the chest is magical.
It's the chest or something in the chest?
Both, maybe?
Okay, well, let's keep moving. You don't sense anything off the body?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm going to walk up to the body first and just inspect it without touching it.
All right. It looks to have been killed quite a while ago and then left here. The body itself, as you get closer, you notice that it is a drow. Possibly a drow merchant based on its clothing, potentially a lord.
Okay, well, ignoring that, leave trash where it lies. Continue onward to the box.
All right. So the chest, as you get up to it, is kind of exceptionally ornate. It bears inlaid gold and silver, kind of a relief depicting a dragon sitting atop a treasure hoard.
I'm gonna have Kibble inspect the box. Does it look trapped to you? Or locked? Or trapped and locked?
It doesn't look trapped, but it's definitely locked.
Can you get the lock open?
I'll give it a try.
Hold on. Before you do that, I would like to examine the merchant's body and see if I can determine a cause of death.
Good idea.
It appear that he had died by violence.
It does. There's what you would think is probably like a either a halberd, maybe a partisan kind of run through from the back.
I'm going to line up the broken spear in the corner with the hole in the merchant.
A little too small.
Whoa.
Like it's a good 4 or 5 inches worth of stab wound.
Okay. Ow. So I feel like... Well, yeah, but even after you get run through, most people don't sit down and go, howdy. So the body was arranged. It's been here a while. So there's not going to be blood trail. Still confused about the spear in the corner. Going to examine the spear in the corner.
Looks like it... The spearhead and the shaft are separated. There is kind of a small groove against the wall where it looks like it hit, which may have broken the two as it clattered into the wall.
So the spear was thrown and it broke when it was thrown. And it notched a groove into it. These are stone or wood walls?
Stone walls.
Check the walls for any kind of strange spear-sized holes.
Okay, go ahead and do an investigation check.
I got a feeling this is some Indiana Jones BS. All right, 17.
No, the walls seem to be predominantly smooth, but much like the floor, there's kind of separated pieces where they don't line up quite well. Maybe the mountain or city above you shifted the weight.
Okay, well, going back to the box, can we pick the box up without having to, I'm going to ask Kibble, can this box be lifted without triggering something?
I think so.
Okay, get down, go back to the doorway.
He skitters off.
Everyone get out of the room.
I take the spear.
Okay. You have 2 parts to a spear.
If you got mending in a minute, you can have 1 spear.
You have mending.
No, I don't.
No, I do.
Oh, okay. I was like, don't you tell me what I have. I would never take something that useful. I'm going to really quickly grab the box and run for the door as fast as I can. Do I make it?
You do. And the rest of you see Draho just running like a scared little girl out the door.
Oh, yeah. Definitely some feminine scampering. Once we're outside the door, I close it behind me, set the box down. Okay, Kibble, take your time, get that lock open if you could.
All right. He places that lockpick into the...
Lock?
Yep, that word's failing tonight. Long day. He clicks it. It's almost instantaneous. Probably one of the easiest locks he's ever dealt with. And goes to open the chest. And then he winks out of his existence.
Son of a...
Go ahead and make me perception checks.
Perception. 23.
Okay. All right.
I'm busy with my spear.
Looks like it. So Draho is the first to notice that the gold and silver inlay now has a golden outline that looks a little bit like a kobold. The silver-looking dragon on the relief picture seems to stand up on its hoard and then kind of make a roaring motion and begins to stalk its way towards that little golden relief of Kibble.
Close the box.
Okay, the box is shut.
Nothing happened.
That silver dragon seems to continue to move towards the golden Kibble outline.
Can I stop the silver dragon just by holding it down? I mean, it's a piece of metal on the relief. I should be able to pin it in place with a thumb.
So it continues to travel and just kind of it does seem to post a bit of resistance to it, but holding that very smooth metal doesn't seem to stop it.
Okay. Somebody think quick. I think Kibble's about to be killed in another dimension. Anyone got to spell magic? Wait, no, would that
I
help?
think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I just thought
the
about
boxes is a transportation.
Okay,
I'm
well,
gonna
I
look at
closed it. So,
You said that the merchant was sitting in a chair facing the door with his hand outstretched, correct?
Laying on the floor.
Oh, laying on the floor.
Yep. Door directly in front of it, face up, hand outstretched towards the door.
Oh, why do I have a feeling we get the Kibble back after he dies?
So, I mean, there's nothing we can do with the outside.
Try opening it again.
I was going to say in for $1, in for a dime. Flip the thing open. Do I disappear?
You
I
do.
don't think that's how that goes, but okay.
I don't know.
And at this point, you guys can see a little golden elf outline with a flowing blue cloak.
So it looks like we can either sign in to go fight whatever's in there by each of us jumping headlong into the fire, or
You put the box back where it was, and I start work on Sir Wolfers.
I mean, there's probably a key somewhere. We didn't really search the merchant. We could try that.
So I guess it's what, investigation to search the room?
Yep.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just kind of take out a dagger and kind of just start placing little blockades to try to play with the dragon and give these guys places to run.
Okay. So as you're doing that, Naivara searches the room. The merchant himself, in like a small pouch, does have a few gold coins, a couple platinum coins, a small ruby. But beyond what's on him, there doesn't seem to be anything else in the room.
Okay, I'm gonna gather all that up, and is the box still open from Draho opening it?
It is.
Okay, I'm gonna grab all that stuff, pop it in the box,
Mhm.
and close it.
Okay. So far, no change. Other than two little golden figures seem to be running away from the dragon.
Okay.
Badger, mushroom, badger.
Oh, let's see.
Snake. All right, so nothing else in the room, just the stuff that I pitched in the thing.
Correct.
We could try to smash the chest, or we could go in after it, or we could cut our losses. Opinions?
Well, I'm not a huge fan of Draho.
Wow, this is where we see the true loyalties lie.
But I like Kibble, so.
It's true. We do love Kibble, and I mean the lordling is annoying, but
I'm also
He's
the one
got-
that manages the money.
some type of luck, because he is mouthed off to incredibly powerful people, and yet he continues to survive. I feel like being close to him helps us survive. Timora must have a hand on this dude. Just saying.
I feel like I'm gonna regret this, but
Well, I'm certain we're going to regret this. So
I
are
opened
you
the
going
box.
And Naivara winks out.
Is there another figure on the box running from a dragon?
There is.
So I pull out the helm. I take my hair and kind of tuck it all up underneath the helm.
Yeah, don't rush or anything.
And I open the box.
All right. You all find yourselves standing in a cave, a giant metal monstrosity of a dragon clanking its way towards you. Behind it,
Oh, it's a metal one.
Mhm.
That's not so bad.
Behind it, you can make out what looks to be a large pile of gold coins and gems in front of what looks to be a chest that's similar to the one that brought you here. And it looks like Misaki just caught up, so I will let you guys ponder and consider what you want to do there while I get this all reset.
I will point out that you totally missed an excellent opportunity to look at the camera and be like, well, that's it for today. Join us next week.
We have 3 new characters.
Because I would have been okay with that, and that would have been wonderful. Joe comes in and we're like, yep, so there's a chest on the floor, and this is what you see, and game over. It would have been fantastic.
It opens and needs everybody.
Only because I've collected a number of characters from this person for doing stuff exactly like this.
Oh, one moment as Fantasy Grounds continues to open for me.
Or look at that body.
I am going to the restroom while you prep that.
Alrighty.
That's what he calls it now.
Hey, Joey.
Yes, sir.
I have a magic helmet.
Hang on.
And a spear.
I'm sorry. I'm getting multiple play-by-plays. Chris, children have learned when they've almost died by mother's hand.
Survival instinct level up +1.
Or at least on the eldest.
I am back. Did we make a decision? I do have one suggestion. If this is a metal dragon, Draho has like 30 adamantine tipped arrows and an adamantine +1 rapier.
So what you're saying is, you know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel confident about my odds of surviving.
So what are we facing, and how badly are we going to die?
Oh, we aren't, unless you decide to open the box.
So, Misaki, as you're walking up to where the party was, you had just finished up some morning prayers. You saw Kaison opening a box in a hallway and then winking out of existence.
Sweet.
And none of the others are anywhere to be found.
Take a good look at the box. You'll see a
Oh, you
strapping,
mean no-
blue-cloaked figure running for his life.
Actually, to be more precise, you find a gore-soaked Kaison open a box and wink out of existence. I smell
Gore-soaked Kaison opens the box and disappears,
Mm-hmm.
and I see nobody else.
That's right.
Nobody else.
Nobody. The box hits the floor and spins.
And
You hear it, dong, 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 dong.
you're in a hallway, and that box is next to the third door in. The first and second doors are open.
Anybody in those doors?
Not in the first room. It's just filled with walls that are covered in an azure blue flame. The second room is filled with several score of dead bodies, just all piled up, various states of rot and decay, and various different humanoid types.
Tells me how Kaison ended up looking the way he did. He went bathing through the room. How many more doors were here?
2 more that have not been opened.
Okay. How big's this chest?
It's a very small chest, maybe 2 foot wide by a foot thick and a foot tall.
I can pick it up.
Yep.
I pick it up, hinge side towards me.
Okay.
Go to the next door.
Paranoia is
Open
real.
it.
All right. Well, we'll come back to that real quick. You guys in the cave, what do you want to do?
Well, I bravely turn around, draw my bow, and say, look, we can fight it, kill it, and maybe all this loot shows up in that box and we survive, or we can continue to run until we're dead.
Or we could run to the box that looks just like it, open it, maybe it takes us back.
The greed in Draho says, let's kill the dragon and take the horde. The coward says, try that plan. Who wins?
Well, I mean, we could throw ourselves at the dragon, give it around, see how many of us still exist.
I mean, we've killed dragons before. Do either of you, like, out of character, can either of you use a rapier?
What would I do with it, though? It's so
Stab it.
small. and
It's
dense.
adamantine. This thing won't break before that dragon do.
Fairly
Also, that-
reasonably certain that my halberd won't break either. And it hits so much harder.
Okay, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on the rapier.
Okay. Trying to help people survive.
Okay.
I
You hear
do
the
magic
clank,
stuff.
clank, clank as the dragon is slowly walking its way forward towards you.
Are we
holler
in
parlay?
initiative?
Not currently. Doesn't seem to make any vocal sounds either.
No. Will the gnome operating the dragon? Please, a moment. We are lost. Very lost. And very, very confused.
It continues to stalk forward.
Okay, I've tried diplomacy.
Let's see.
I wonder what kind of metal monstrosity it is.
I mean, it's a dragon.
So, Kedra, have you looked at the newest book that's come out?
Which one?
Icewind Dale.
No, I have not.
Okay, good. Then that's not what this is.
Nope.
All right, I'm gonna try that freeze armor spell Levistus gave me.
Okay.
Ooh. If ever there's a time to use devil-given gifts.
All right. So as the dragon is stalking its way forward, you see ice crystals form around basically every joint, piece of metal, just the entirety of the dragon. And the dragon itself is very polygonal in nature, essentially like squares for arms and legs. Its claws are just kind of squared off, endpoint sharpened, and all of that just slowly covers in frost. And as it does so, you hear an odd tang, clink, clink, and then something clatters within it. It takes one step towards you and kind of shudders violently. And then smoke escapes its mouth as it's raising its metal claw. Shuddering and gears grind within it the entire time as it's attempting to move. It then goes silent and unmoving.
Well, that was the most anticlimactic dragon fight ever.
Agreed. I'm mildly disappointed.
It's not usually that easy.
I mean, it still exists. It could be like a dragon and just waiting for us to come closer so it can jack us all up. That could be a thing.
Well, we don't have to come closer. We go around it and check the other box. Keep an eye on it, but I'm pretty sure we'll hear it if it moves.
Is there a big metal key in the back of it?
There's not.
Damn.
Yeah, I say we avoid getting too close to it in case it's some sort of trap and go over and inspect the box to see if we can find a way out. What's Kibble up to?
Standing behind you, kind of shuddering, looking afraid. And we'll pause on that scene and go back to Misaki for a moment. So the fourth door you can see sits off its hinges next to its frame. Within the frame is kind of the path is blocked by a massive pile of rubble that caved in at some point in the past.
Okay. So that's door number 4, and you said the first 2 doors are open, so that left door number 3?
Door number 3 was also open. That was where the box was essentially sitting. And then there's one more door.
I thought the box was in the hall.
Yeah, it was in the hall outside of door number 3.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, so door number 5 has what?
So it looks to be a large, sturdy oaken door, but as you're approaching it, you can hear the faint sound of running water.
Mm-hmm. Last time we dealt with the door with water, things went south real quick.
And does the hall continue on after that?
It does. It empties into kind of a tunnel that looks like it's dark, twisting, and moving further down.
Does door number 5 open in or out?
Looks like it opens in.
You guys realize we've split the party.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But I got hold of the box.
I guess technically the party's not split.
Well, I look at it this way. If imminent doom faces me on the other side of the door, I can just turn the box around and open the lid. Or
your escape plan is to fight a giant dragon with us.
Or I don't know. Or depending on how bad whatever's in front of me, I open it up at it and let it go in the box.
Oh, you.
So let's open up door number 5 and see what I find.
All right. Opening the door, inside you can see a large pile of furs, upon which rests a large deformed-looking giant. Purple-hued skin, covered in lesions, it lays there snoring heavily. Next to it, leaning against a wall, is an oversized partisan. Its head seems to be made of some dark black metal material. Its lower flanges wickedly hooked and razor sharp. where the haft itself is constructed of a polished steel.
Is that all that's in there?
That's correct.
Is this door big enough for that thing to fit through?
It is.
Oh, well, that is unfortunate. Well, I really don't need the weapon, but I don't like the idea of him coming up behind me.
Yeah, I'll let you ponder that. And
Thank you.
The rest of you guys, what do you want to do?
Get around it safely, inspect the treasure hoard. Why not?
Okay.
Greed wins.
Getting closer to the treasure pile, you can see that it's actually one large chunk of painted metal. From afar, it looked convincingly like treasure, but upon closer inspection, you can tell that it is more of an art piece in its own right than anything else.
Is it at least made of precious things?
Is the treasure I dumped in here, or dumped in the box here?
It is not.
Huh. So, essentially, it's a fool's gold type deal. Is the dragon real, or is it just a...
It's a large metal construction.
It can't be much more than a trifle. It's probably a neat thing to scare the crap out of people.
Well, it worked.
And if you
It
think
super
about it,
worked.
we are reasonably accomplished adventurers. You won't find one person as skilled as any one of us in 100 or maybe even 1,000 normal people.
Oh, that's just what my ego needed. Thank you.
A reasonably excellent way to keep low-level thieves and pickpockets busy.
Okay, well, I think we should, since the treasure's fake, go check the box and see if we can identify it. Kibble, can you figure out whether opening this box will take us back to normal?
Sure. And he wanders over to the box and points out that there's no filigree on it, and looks down at it, and then lifts the lid slightly, and boom, he's gone.
Well,
Sweet, let's go do it.
yep, I was about
Next
to say
level.
I'll go next.
Okay. So each of you in turn, I'm guessing, is opening the box.
Yes.
All right. So Misaki, as you're standing there looking at that ugly giant, the box that you're holding, which is slightly askew, right next to you exits a kobold, then a Draho, then a Naivara, and finally a Kaison.
Sweet. As they come stumbling out, I look at them. I look at the box. I look at the giant kid. I start approaching the giant kid, and I open the box at the giant kid.
Okay. So you get...
Does he get sucked in?
You get nice and close, and as you set the box kind of next to it and lift that lid, the giant winks out.
Close the box.
And on
Is there a giant motif on it now?
There is. There's a sleeping purple-looking giant thing that's sitting there, and you can see this little word bubble above it that just says Z, 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 Z.
Yeah, I'm going to take the box. I'm just going to put it in the middle of that room with all of that fire in the middle of on the walls. Just going to toss it in there.
Okay.
Close that.
I think it'd be funnier to leave it in the under the pile of corpses.
He probably put the corpses there. I'm willing to bet if I go look at the corpses, there are going to be a lot of corpses with big holes in them.
Hey, Kaison.
Yo.
I point at the polearm on the wall.
Somebody was compensating. I mean,
yeah, okay.
That's cool. Somebody's got a ballista.
I think we should empty whatever junk was in it first. The stuff that Naivara put in there, dump that out of the box first, then go set it in the room with the fire.
Well, actually, right now, Kaison's like, I wonder what it would take to activate the fire. Because if we could figure that out, we could grab a corpse, strip it of its valuables, toss it in there, immolate it, wash, rinse, repeat. It would be an efficient way to get rid of the bodies.
So
Seems like a lot of time in pilfering corpses that Draho.
Well,
We have
there-
dwarves.
while he's contemplating this schedule, you said I heard water.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
Behind that fifth door. Or no, sorry, you are in the fifth door. The water itself, in each of the corners, there's a large pillar that has a rivulet of kind of water running down the side, pooling into kind of a container basin, and then more likely than not, exiting from a lower space.
Well, while they figure out what they're doing with the box, I am actually going to go check the water and see if it does it look like normal water. Does it look potable?
It does. Very clean. Almost exceptionally clean.
I'm gonna fill a little bit in one of my vials because I got plenty of them in stock because I took them out of my cart,
Okay.
and I'm going to inspect it carefully in some better lighting.
Well, as you start to fill the vial, underneath the water you can see what look to be coins and other odd things.
Oh, there's money in the bottom of it?
Mm-hmm.
Now comes the real question. Greed versus repeated history.
There's no question about it. Nobody's looking.
I'm not a thief. I'm just greedy.
Exactly. Nobody's looking.
Get what you're saying?
Greed and curiosity are going to do what to you?
I mean, there's one way to know what's happening, and it's the best way, and that is, to let fate decide. How greedy is Draho? How do you roll a percentile? We'll 50-50 this.
Pick up 2d10.
Okay.
And then it's just first number is your...
Tens?
Yep.
Okay. High, I take the money. Low, I think better of it. I take the money.
So you go splashing through
I
that
put the
as
file away
lightly
first,
as
though.
possible. And you end up coming back with 50 gold pieces, 120 electrum. There's a small pewter orb. Oddly, you pull out this kind of wet, long strip of fur that looks to be leopard fur. And then within that, it's kind of wrapped around a small vial of what looks to be a healing potion.
Cool.
All right. I get all that out and put that into our inventory. Then I go, and I go around to all the other water fountains and do the same.
Okay. So searching the other 3 water fountains, you gain basically an extra 150 gold and 200 electrum, but no additional odd items.
Nice. So I'm going to take all that and put it into our bag of holding and tell everyone I cleared the room. We can leave anytime.
Did you grab the big old weapon?
What? No. I took the money. What good is a weapon to me? I have the best weapon. And I point at my bow.
Well, depending on the weapon, you can sell it.
Good point.
Well,
Kibble.
I mean,
Kibble, let's go take a look at this weapon.
Okay.
We got time. So I'm going to have Kibble help me inspect it for magical booja.
Okay.
Booyah. That's it.
Kai, you were going to say something?
I'm going to say at the very least, it represents material which can be broken down to make other weapons.
Also true.
That's true.
So Kibble goes through his identification phase and points out that it is a partisan +1 of sharpness.
It's slicey.
Mm-hmm. So basically, with that, on a crit, it'll roll an additional 4d6. You also roll an additional d20. If you crit on that additional d20, one of the limbs of whatever you're attacking is removed. It also has a command word, which is... where did that go? Razor's Edge, evidently command words, that allows it to shed a bright light within a 10-foot radius.
But this is giant-sized?
It is.
Can anybody pick it up? Like, is it light? Is it deceptively light?
Okay. So you go to pick it up, and it shrinks down to appropriately your size.
Oh, that's hot.
Just like armor.
So, who wants this? It's of no use to me.
Oh, choices,
Wait,
choices.
is it a dex weapon?
Partisan, no.
I didn't think it was. Then it's of no use to me. I have an 8 strength. You're not going to give me the super slicer.
I mean, I could wield this, but if I wield this, then we lose our anti-surprise weapon.
Unless does the surprise weapon need to be attuned?
Yes.
How many items do I have attuned? I have the gloves. Do I have anything else attuned?
But you have to be wielding it.
Oh, you have to be wielding it? I can't just attune it and strap it to my back?
Don't believe so, but we can double check.
I mean, if we can, then let's just do that. I'll just walk around with it. I'm never going to use it, but we still get the warning. If I have to physically be holding it, then I just got to do
advantage on. Well, you also get advantage on initiative.
Well, with that in mind, Kaison can just strap it to his back as a backup if that's the case, because he's already attuned to it.
Yep.
Yeah, but
while this weapon is on your person.
Oh, okay. Great. So whoever doesn't have enough attunements can just tie it to their back.
How many items can you have attuned?
Up to
I
3.
believe it's 3. And I think I only have 1, right? Because I'm looking at my inventory.
I believe so, because I don't tend to give out attunement items.
Yeah, I only have the gloves of arrow catching, so I'll attune it to myself. And we'll keep it on me.
Okay.
If only you still had that quiver of Alona.
What? Oh, yeah, that could store weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But I sold that to get Kibble a +1 bow, and I think that was a better investment.
Could be.
All right. I'll apologize to the halberd, and then I will give it.
Children aggro.
Aggro.
That's a dad face right there.
Timing is everything.
Oh.
You were saying.
I'm going to apologize to the halberd, and then I'm going to hand the halberd to the elf, and I will take the new sticker.
Okay.
And I'll take the hour to it. I'll put it on my back and attune it as we go. Do you have to actively attune, or can you just hold it for an hour?
Yeah, you have to actively attune.
Yep.
It's an hour's worth of meditation, so a short rest essentially.
I was gonna say, why not take a short rest?
I did burn a spell slot, so.
We have nothing to gain from it, but a more sensible warning system.
I mean, I have a spell slot to gain, so.
And that's true.
And I'm assuming I have to attune the new sticker.
I don't believe sharpness requires that.
Oh, if it doesn't require attunement, then we don't need to reattune.
Well,
can
you
just
do
keep
for
it.
the alertness part.
Yeah, but it's already attuned to you.
Yeah, but he would have to be carrying it, doesn't he?
Yeah, so we just give it back to him and he keeps carrying it.
That's
Yeah, I
what
suppose.
said.
Keep it strapped to my back.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
it does require attunement.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then never mind. Back to what we were doing. We'll attune our new weapons.
Oh, wait. What is the die code on a partisan?
Functions as a halberd.
Yeah,
So it is a +1 halberd, essentially.
but it has better stuff for combat.
And looks better.
And
it looks a lot more
you know,
mean.
The next time somebody provokes an attack of opportunity, I can take a limb.
Potentially.
Yes. That seems to be the best time for you to strike, is when stuff gets too close. Yeah, okay, so we'll take that hour to short rest, and I'll attune the warning halberd, and then just put it on my back, and it becomes a fancy ornament for the rest of the game.
Was there anything else in with the furs?
There was not.
And then there was a rock slide. Then there was an empty room that had the box.
Mm-hmm.
And
You could
then
go
there's a
search
room
the
full
bodies
of
room.
Bodies. And then there's a room with blue flames on the walls.
Yep.
Was it actual flames or just magical lighting?
They look like actual flames, but they don't seem to be giving off any kind of heat.
They're probably illusory effects to look cool. We used to use them in our country villa back in Mr. Anner. They were nice. Ours were green, though.
I shake my head and I walk into the room with bodies and look for a piece of just cloth. Combustible.
You can definitely find that just on the first closest body.
Yeah, and just walking into the room with the flames while they're sitting there staring at the weapons and throw it at the wall.
Okay. You see it fly into the flames and kind of, how to put it, as it goes through the flames, it just doesn't seem to be there anymore.
Like it just...
Not that it burnt
gateways,
up, but that it went through the flames and the flames are in front of it.
But it doesn't fall to the floor or stick to the wall?
Not that you can see.
Well, that leads a whole new thing. We didn't have those.
Go back to the room with the bodies, and are there body parts or just decomposing bodies?
Decomposing bodies. So they're all predominantly attached.
Okay, I grab the one closest to the door.
Okay.
And just drag it into the room.
Okay.
Throw it into one of the walls.
All right. So with that, it as you throw it into the wall, it kind of smacks against the wall. The flame licks around it and seems to settle on top of it, with it slumped against the wall, but doesn't seem to be consuming the body.
Okay. Is the whole body now covered, even what's away from the wall?
It is.
So like the foot's covered in it, in the flame? Or stare at the body, see if it jerks.
No movement at all.
Hey, Kibble, what do you think?
Well, it's kind of neat. Maybe we could take some with us somehow.
I've got a vial. Plenty of vials.
Give it a try.
All right. I'll hand a vial to someone that wants to try it. I'm not. I've made enough dumb risks today.
I was just going to say, has he got anything bigger than a vial?
Let me check my inventory. I loaded up pretty heavily.
No. Glass container, mason jar, lantern.
I have glass bottles, yes. I have a glass bottle you can use. I have a bottle of lamp oil if you want to play real games.
That's probably like a clay jar.
You want to get real ballsy with the blue fire?
So, how do you want to go about this?
I mean, like I said, I've got vials and I've got a bottle. You can use one of those.
The bottle, because it's a larger container. I'm just trying to think of the best way to put it in.
tough decisions.
Well, I'm wondering if we put a wick in it, if it'll just act like regular oil and wick into the bottle.
I mean, try it.
What the hell? Make up a wick and shove in the bottle, and then touch the wick to set the bottle on the floor and scooch it to the wall so the flames lick the wick.
Okay.
Do we capture fire in a bottle?
You do. So the bottle, as it moves up against the wall, the flames kind of curl around into it and then light a blaze kind of inside. Still no actual heat to it, but you're able to move the bottle back and it recedes from the side of the bottle, but seems to continue to glow within.
So one would be able to stopper the bottle and have the fire light within?
Potentially. You haven't tried that yet.
Well, that's next.
Okay. So stoppering the bottle?
Yeah.
All right. You put that stopper on the bottle, and the flames continue to glow.
Look at that. You have a nightlight.
That's nice.
That's interesting. Hey, Kibble.
Yeah?
Here's a glow globe for you.
Ooh, shiny. And he'll reach out to take it.
I'll hand it to his hands.
And he gets it very close to his draconic snout, and you can see kind of the fire flitting in his eyes as his eyes just go wider and wider. Ooh, shiny.
Don't get lost.
What? Huh?
Said don't get lost.
Oh, okay. I'm with all of you. I don't think I'm lost.
You were staring at that awfully hard.
It's shiny.
I get it.
See? Shiny.
I pointed at me, shiny.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shiny.
You think they're done yet?
I hope so.
I have a new stabby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I now am more paranoid than I ever have been.
Oh, it's a good thing you've got that.
I was going to say, how does it determine what's dangerous to the wielder? Because Draho's afraid of a lot of stuff, and it could just be going off 24/7, so it might be useless to us. Does it go by what I think is dangerous or what it thinks is dangerous?
So the magic weapon warns you of danger. While it's on your person, you have advantage against initiative rolls. In addition, you and any of your companions within 30 feet of you can't be surprised, except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep.
Okay.
So, what would you guys like to do now?
And have we cleared this side of the chamber?
Seems so.
Then I guess we'll go to the other side and start clearing that one.
Okay, skipping the tunnel portion for the moment then?
Yeah, might as well finish sweeping this area.
All right. So you head over to the other side. The first door, it's another door that lays askew with a pile of fallen rocks blocking your path into that particular room. The second door, however, is a solid, sturdy oaken door. There does seem to be a bit of light shining from underneath the door.
I guess we'll pop it open and see where the light's coming from.
All right. So the walls in this chamber glow ever so slightly. Crude drawn symbols litter the walls, providing the glow within the room. The symbols depict an epic battle Lighter, smaller armored shapes in a golden glow battling slightly larger armored purple shapes. A large amount of green unarmored shapes, and they all just seem to be in different poses depending on which wall you're specifically looking at. In addition to these depictions, there also seems to be several mathematical problems next to many of the battle scene depictions. Some of which seem to be kind of smaller numbers fighting in smaller rooms. Others look to be over larger areas, tunnels, caverns, and one even over what looks to be like a large expansive plain.
I'm gonna let someone else take the lead because the last time I took the lead on one of these adventures, we almost had to fight a dragon.
It almost looks like a war room.
Yep, aside from it being devoid of any furniture.
Unless
Well,
they
it's
were
also been-
using, unless they were using the walls as a means of mapping the battle scenes.
Always a possibility.
But then what would the numbers be there for?
Tallying the fight before or after it started.
They seem to be more mathematical equations rather than tally marks.
What skill check is it to solve the math problem?
Either Arcana or History.
All right.
Basically book smarts.
I'll go ahead and I guess they're the same thing, so we'll try Arcana.
Okay.
I will give history a shot.
All right. So the first equation that Naivara is able to solve comes out to be the number 1. From Naivara, are you moving to the wall to the right, left, or behind? Misaki.
From Naivara, I'll be moving to Naivara's right.
Okay.
I'm assuming Naivara found a starting spot, so I would be going to Navarro's right to continue the order.
Each of the problems seems to be individualized, not a continuation of the others.
Okay, I did, but with them being that I didn't know if they followed any pattern, so.
Okay.
But yeah, I would still go to the right.
Okay, so that one's calculation comes out to be 7.
All right, so 1 and 7. There's how many problems total?
2 other walls, 2 other problems.
All right, I guess I'll Arcana the next problem.
Okay. All right.
That's not helpful. Let's
I'll
Dark One's
Arcana
luck that.
anything you miss. I mean, I might as well be useful to this.
All right, so 10 total.
Okay. With that problem seems a little confusing. Misaki, the next wall that you're on, that number comes out to be a 7.
All right, Draho, you want to check this one out?
Or sorry,
Yes.
a 3.
Nope. Okay, so we got 1, 7, something, 3.
Correct.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and
third
say
wall
that
is,
I
befuddling
don't-
Draho as well.
Is that a 6 or a 9?
A 9.
Yeah, it's probably not. Wall's trying to trick us.
Hey, look.
Misaki comes over and is like, "Oh, the decimal point should be right here." That one's also a 3.
So 1, 7, 3, and 3.
Mhm.
Is there anything on the ceiling or the floor?
Does not seem to be.
So do you know what context we need these numbers for?
You see that the small battle equates to that 1. There are 2 medium battles. Those are the ones that equate to the 3s. And then the large battle equates to the 7.
Okay. Are the equations on the same walls with those battles?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, investigation to see if there's any like buttons or anything on the walls that can be pressed.
Go for it. 20, very nice. You do find a button kind of towards the middle of the floor. It's a small circular thing, not directly in the center, but offset by, say, about 6 feet.
Okay, do I have any idea? Does it look like it's connected to anything, or?
From its placement, not as much, but from that investigation check, you would also notice that the central portion of the chamber has kind of a rectangular outline that more than likely would be connected with that button. So they're not very far apart.
All right, what do you guys think? Push the button?
I have a feeling that
Let's pile you three out, and I'll push the button.
I will happily
Because-
leave the room.
I'm going to fail the save anyway. But if you three are out of the room, one of you might be able to save me.
Well, what if it's a dex save? Oh, wait, no, that's not saves. That's just falling. Well, hopefully it's a pit trap.
that or it controls and we have to
I'm
align
guessing it's going to
something
produce furniture.
something.
That's my guess.
That would be my guess as well, but I will back out of the room and let Kai push the button.
Well, look, yeah, Kai can do his thing.
Okay.
Push the button.
All right. You are correct. It does produce furniture. So that central piece slides up, and basically it being purely flat, you notice that there are kind of pockets on the inside that house small golden figurines that look like dwarves, purple figurines that look like drow, and green figurines that look like orcs.
So they were miniature wargame fans?
Seems like it.
I'm stumped on this one.
All right, so
Well, I'm obviously going to start playing around with the little miniature mans.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take the first small battle, and I'm going to pull out the dudes that I need to put that together. And I'm going to set them on the table.
All right.
I'm going to start making pew pew noise.
Naivara, you were saying something?
I was going to say, I'm assuming we're going to need a number of them that matches up with the math equation. Potentially.
That's a good idea.
Like, I'm assuming, so 1 dwarf, 2 drow, or 6 drow, and then 7 orcs. Assuming that their size equates to the number.
Potentially. You would definitely think that's a good assumption.
I don't like the way you phrase stuff sometimes.
Hey, y'all! Take that, you already little. I'm going to get you. Pew, 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 pew.
So, are there enough of the requisite figures to get 1 dwarf, 6 drow, and 7 orcs?
Absolutely. There's roughly 30 of each piece.
Okay.
Arg!
I'm assuming it's got something to do with that, but I don't know what we have to do with said things.
Any other holes in the floor? Any other furniture hiding?
Not that you can see.
So we got the right number of units for the right races. Which side are supposed to be fighting against which?
Everything against the dwarves, of course. While you guys are pondering that, I just kind of step out of the room. So is it like a giant space and these doors are opposite each other across the space?
Functionally very close to that. So it's a hallway that's about 20 foot wide and then maybe 100, 200 feet long. And the doors are evenly interspersed where there's 3 on one side, 2 on the other. And it's basically door on the right, go up about 20, 30 feet. Door on the left, go up about 20, 30 feet. Door on the right, so on and so forth.
Okay. Well, they're playing with their dolls. I want to check out the next door.
Okay. So that door likewise looks very sturdy. And then there's almost the faintest amount of light that you can see underneath the doorway.
Don't like it.
Oh, that is humorous.
But I definitely enjoy him or Stewie's quote.
Yes, that's what I was just referring to.
7 orcs are grunting, 6 Lord Draho's complaining, 5 golden coins.
Check the door.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation. It is definitely neither trapped nor locked.
It's gonna blow up in my face. Let's open it up.
All right. You go to open the door and it seems to be stuck. You're able to like turn the handle and you're hearing this clicking sound, but it does not open.
There's a click and a click and a click.
Mm-hmm. And after about the 3rd or 4th click, the rest of you can kind of hear the clicks going on.
It's occupied, man. Wait your turn.
Yeah, but I'm ready for the NPC road to come screaming down the hall.
Unfortunately, I wouldn't think to question this.
So if the door doesn't open, I'm going to stop. The problem is I'm afraid to let go now.
What's the worst that happens?
Okay, I'll let go of the handle.
All right. You let go of the handle. It stops clicking.
There's still a light coming from underneath it.
Yep, the faintest of lights.
Faintest of lights. Well, somebody else can check out the door. Evidently, I cannot make it work.
I'll take a look at the door. What do I roll again? It's
Investigation.
I'll come over and see what you did wrong.
I did everything wrong.
12.
So you go and you reach for the handle and kind of turn it. You think it's locked.
Yeah, this is clearly locked. Don't know why you were trying to open it before unlocking it. Seems weird. So, is there an obvious way to unlock it, or is this something where I need to get Kibble over here to do his magic?
There's definitely a keyhole for it.
Kibble, can you check and see if you can get this open?
Okay.
But don't open the door after you get it unlocked.
Okay. And he puts his thieves' tools in, kind of works at it for a moment. Then you hear a soft click, and then he just backs up.
Awesome. I point to the door. Try it now.
Okay, I'll try it now.
All right. So opening this door, there's a thin shaft of light streaming in from a small opening in the ceiling. The light glistens across the room, filled with hoary webbing that covers the room, crisscrossing at basically every angle. You can see several dwarf-sized bodies spun up throughout the room.
Close the door.
Okay.
Smart.
I look at Lord Draho. Well, that one's going to be entertaining. We should probably wait for the rest before we attempt to investigate that room.
Oh no, yeah, I'm totally up for waiting.
So the table is it a rough approximation of like the size of the room? Like, do the size of the table equate to the size of the walls?
It does not. Seems to be larger than, say, the space of the room, appropriate for that. Much more like a large kind of military table where you can set out figures and whatnot for war
Okay.
practice.
Is it a terrain?
There is no terrain. It's purely flat.
Noob.
So if I arrange, so we had 1, 7, 3, and 3. So if I put one dwarf on the side that would equate to the wall that had the 1,
Mm-hmm.
and then do 7 orcs, and then 3 drow and 3 drow, does that do anything?
Does not. They look pretty though.
Can you reverse the mathematical equations to discover the primary values of what a dwarf, a dark elf, and a goblin would be?
I feel like you guys are pulling out very complex math for a D&D game.
Because if
Addition
you
and
could,
subtraction.
then you could
All I was
balance
required
the
coming into this was
equations.
addition and subtraction. I didn't sign up for this.
Naivara,
So-
you would think that's what the equations came out to.
I'm sorry, what?
You would think that's what the equations actually came out to.
Oh, the question that Kaison had.
Correct.
Okay.
Hey, I
So-
didn't catch what Kaisen said though.
Trying to get the prime number of the units.
I was trying to
before-
figure out the precise value of each unit.
I kind of walk back and go, found a room, lots of cobwebs, dwarf fig bundles spun up and suspended. We closed the door. I state this as I look in the room.
Giant spiders. That's killing stuff. I know how to do that.
But we closed the door, so we're waiting. Kedro, looking at the walls with the battle scenes depicted,
Mm-hmm.
do they show a victor on each wall?
They do. So it looks like the first wall shows the dwarf.
Okay.
The wall to its right shows the orc. The wall to the right of that shows the drow. The wall to the right of that also shows the drow.
And did they place one dwarf, 7 orcs, 3 drow, and 3 drow on the table?
Correct.
Are they placed similarly as the wall?
Yeah, I placed them according to their positions on the wall that did nothing.
Okay. Huh.
At this point, I don't think I'm going to be any help anywhere in this.
I just kind of push them all in the middle as a mosh pit.
Okay.
They do anything?
Well, they slide almost seamlessly to the middle as you're pushing them there, and then just sit.
I got nothing, guys. I walk back out of the room.
And so what if we try arranging the table in like the number of combatants for each wall? Like, so I'm assuming on the so like if we look at the one wall, what combatants are on that?
A set of dwarves and a set of drow.
How many of each?
Basically like 5 dwarves and about 16 drow.
Okay. So if we replicate that on the table,
Okay.
does anything happen?
Does not. Just kind of sits there in their unit placement.
So I put 1 dwarf, 7 orcs, and 3 drow on the table.
They are already there.
Add another 3 drow to the table.
Also already there.
Well, no, I mean I make it so that there are only those numbers of figures on the table.
Yep, that was the original attempt. The 1 dwarf, 2 sets of 3 drow, and then the 7 orcs.
Okay.
I come back into the room. Are there any buttons on the table?
There are not.
Levers, pulleys.
Nope. Beyond the slots where basically all the figurines are kept, the table is very blank, if not too blank for kind of dwarves.
And there are no other holes, notches, pegs, or anything else on the floor, ceiling, or walls.
Correct.
I go out and I check door number 4.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're supposed to do here. This is...
Yeah, I was lost well into the math.
All
Yeah.
right.
I know. There's possible big giant spiders behind door number 3. What's behind door number 4?
So door number 4 looks like it's sustained some form of fire damage. It's easily openable if you want to do so.
Lord Draho is still standing behind closed door number 3.
Yeah, I was going to watch the spider door after we saw it, just in case something tried to come through at us.
Oh,
I'd do a warning system.
Just to make sure one of those little spindly legs didn't try to pry the door open.
Well, no, because I figured if something's in there that strung up a couple of dwarfs, my new, alarm system will let me know when it comes through the door.
Might go off when that door opens. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
Okay.
I will try and open door number 4.
All right. It slides open very easily. It's much lighter than it should be due to the fire damage. The walls inside the chamber are marred, blackened slag kind of stone that looks to have been subjected to such heat that it was capable of melting said stone. There are bones that lie scattered across the floor, charred remains of the inhabitants that once frequented the shop. Piles of ash are all that remain of any of the furnishings and emplacements within the room.
Not a thing left in here, huh?
Just large piles of ash and bones.
Kedra, I pinged you a question in Discord.
So, as you make that arrangement, there's a slight glow on the table, and from the center portion of it raises an extra stone plinth, basically a tabletop with 4 columns. Within there is a small leather pouch.
Okay, I'm gonna open that up and see what's in the small leather pouch.
A large number of platinum.
Nice.
Congratulations, Naivara.
That was dumb.
Now, Sheriff, the party. How did you fix it?
So it's 1733. If you rearrange that, it's lead.
Oh.
I actually thought about that, and I was
thought
like,
about
"You're
it
a bad
too, and I'm
man."
like, no, that's dumb. He wouldn't do that.
Oh, come on.
And apparently,
Up,
yes,
up,
he
down, down, left, right, BA start. How early in the campaign was that?
I didn't think you were going to go back to that well.
We've discovered that it's not a well; it is a font, and we will drink from it occasionally.
So I'll go ahead and add that platinum to our stash.
All right, you have 1337 platinum.
Wow. That was a big bag.
Yeah. So that's this room figured out. Who wants to play in the charred body room?
Do we have spider room first?
I would rather not go in spider room, but
Well, if this is just ash and bones, this shouldn't be too bad.
Is there
research the
anything-
room, find out if anything survived the fire.
Sure. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Sifting.
I mean, for someone who's afraid of drow ambushing us, you're leaving an awful lot of large spiders behind us.
I don't think he's left that door.
Must have.
That
You rolled
door is
investigation.
not being Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm walking away from the door to see what's in the fire room.
He's like, ooh.
All right. Kai, you find a small dagger in a pile of ash that's unblemished. And Naivara, you find a small set of gems that look to be a few diamonds and a few rubies.
I pick up the dagger,
Okay.
Yep,
walk
we'll
over,
add that to our stash.
hand this to Kibble. This is magical. Figure it out when you get a minute.
Okay.
No, it's magical.
Because
So-
everything else in the room is literally immolated, and this dagger is unblemished. Any fire hot enough to immolate the rest of the room
How
would
do you
have
know
it
it wasn't put there
blemished.
after the fire?
The piles of ash weren't disturbed.
And there's still stuff here. The only people that get this far down into a place like this are adventurers, and we stick our noses in everything.
Fair point. I'm gonna go back to the door.
Do we want
The
to do
spiders.
door number 3 with spiders, or check out door number 5 and leave the fight till after?
It's up to you guys, but I'm going back to the spider door and guard it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, at this point, how many doors are left unchecked?
One.
Mhm.
1.
Just the spider door?
Correct.
No. Oh, I thought there was 5.
There's the spider door, which you guys have opened, but there's one additional dark wooden door that has not been opened.
Ooh, dark wood.
One
Go ahead
could
and
say
open it. I'll keep
ebony.
a watch on this door.
Ebony?
Mhm.
That's
teak?
interesting.
Nope, not teak.
They can't afford teak.
But they
And
can
we'll-
afford ebony.
We'll go ahead and pop door number 5, I guess.
All right. So as you walk up to this door, it looks like it's been swollen shut within the door frame. It bows slightly outward, revealing kind of the slightest of cracks near the door handle.
Kibble.
That is stuck. I can't pick stuck.
I don't want you to pick it. I just want to make sure that when I force this, it doesn't explode.
Oh, that I can do. It's definitely not going to boom.
Sweet. I produce crowbar. Insert.
The spell. Produce crowbar.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
Pulls
from
it out of the
my backpack of adventuring. I produce crowbar, and
All right. Give me a strength check. Add advantage since you're using tools.
I'm good at strength. Having said that,
That'll do. So you're able to pop it open. As it does, that entire door falls off the frame. Seems that the hinges themselves were popped out of place due to the swelling. Inside is exceptionally dark. The middle of the room has a small skeleton, about the size of kibble. And opposite it seems to have like the outline of an open hallway.
Naivara,
Anything
what's in the
with, like,
darkness?
super dark vision?
Yes, what's in
So-
the darkness?
Definitely what looks to be the skeleton of a kobold in the middle, and an exit hallway on the opposite end.
Like an actual hallway?
Correct.
So it looks like we just got a kobold skeleton and a hallway on the other side.
But why the exceptional darkness?
It's a good question.
Let's lift the door up and set it back in place for the moment.
Okay, you can do so.
Go back to Lord Draho.
What's up?
Let's go kill something. Open the door.
All right. I'm going to open the door very, very slowly and peek inside.
Okay.
Do I sense
draw
any
inside.
danger?
You do not.
Are webs still super flammable in 5e?
As far as I know.
Sweet.
Oh, you want to do that?
Well, you can make flame happen at will. I've seen you do it.
True. Sacred Flame is flame, isn't it?
Does it do fire damage?
No, it's radiant damage.
Yep.
I have my circlet of blasting that I never use.
What better time?
Not going to use it for anything else because it's a horrible use of my action, but we'll circlet of blasting the flames
All right.
or the spider webs.
To catch them on fire and incinerate the room.
Yes.
So your three
This
arcs
this
of
is
fire.
almost as good as magic missiling the darkness.
So your three
That's
arcs of
coming-
fire
that's
go
coming next.
streaking out, and as they do streak out towards the walls, they catch large swaths of the cobwebs, and you see it kind of ripple and shrivel as they light a flame and recede to the walls. Naivara, since you're up there, you can also see that there are large spider-like creatures kind of in the corner. Their legs are curled up into themselves as they're flipped over. They seem to be too large to have exited through the thin air shaft and through the hallway door that is on the other end. The dwarven bodies, as that fire catches, all drop to the floor with a resounding thud, and the flames breathe around them momentarily. One in the middle of the room, you can see the glint of gold and ruby that's just sitting on its chest.
Okay, so the large spider creatures are definitely dead.
They look like it. They are spiders that are flipped over with their legs curled into themselves.
I will cautiously approach the dwarf with the gold and ruby.
Okay.
As
I will
Navarro
keep
is
an
walking
eye on the
in-
crack in the door on the ceiling.
Yeah, as Navarro's walking in, I will follow.
Okay. So that glint of gold, as you get closer, looks to be an amulet, about 3 inches circular, with a large red ruby centrally placed.
Okay, I'll take a minute and identify it.
Okay. With the actual spell or using Arcana?
Actual spell.
All right. You find that it is a amulet of minor healing. It allows the caster to slot up to 3 levels of spells, kind of to charge the amulet. The wearer is then able to expend an action using a single charge to heal themselves for 2d4 plus 2.
All right. I don't know.
You're sacrificing spell slots for a basic healing potion?
Well, but it stores them, so you can
that's a
charge
good
it
point.
and hold on to them.
You charge it like before you go to rest if you've got any to get rid of.
In short, this is a very specific use ring of spell storing.
Nice. Okay, that makes more sense. I didn't understand it at first. I thought you have to give up the spell to get the potion on the spot. I misunderstood.
No.
That's why I was like, that's a dumb move.
Oh, I mean, never begrudge spontaneous casting, especially if you're somebody like a druid who can't do stuff like that.
And you said it looked like the giant arachnids were dead.
Yes, they definitely seem dead.
They're completely arachnid. They're not, some other type of arachnid monster.
Nope.
Or undead arachnids.
You do that, I'm dragging you in here.
I'm in. I'm watching the ceiling.
I'm still guarding the door.
All right. Anything else in this room,
or
or just
Nope.
the amulet?
Correct.
I'm gonna start calling you Remf Draho.
Hey, I've got the warning system. If something tries to shut the door behind you, I got it.
I will pocket the
unless you
amulet
do.
for now and head on out.
Alrighty.
And you said there's a hallway in this one and a hallway in the room with the kobold skeleton.
No, just in the room with the kobold skeleton. This hallway, though, the end of it does end up twisting and tunneling down.
Like the one from the other side.
Correct.
Okay. Let's go inspect the other one first.
The other hallway?
So there's 3 hallways total?
2 hallways. At the end of each hallway, there's a tunnel that leads down, kind of spiraling into the darkness.
Yes.
and
So
then-
there's those ones and then the one in the kobold room.
Correct.
So a total of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But the kobold one doesn't head down.
You said it went off straight, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so let's
So-
check that one
check
first since
it
it's
first.
still on this level.
Okay. Doing anything with the kobold body?
I'll
Making sure
examine
it's
it on the
not
way
undead.
by.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a medicine check. That'll do. You're able to note several hundred tiny holes that are fractions of millimeter in size across all of the remaining bones, and even seem to be pockmarked across the leather armor and the small buckler shield strapped to its forearm.
Like needle holes?
Basically about that size, yes.
Are there any needles or anything stuck in the holes, or are they just holes?
Just holes.
How deep do they go into the skin and armor?
I think it's
Down to the
into
bone.
Down to the bone. But they don't go through the bone?
They get a ways into the bone.
Ooh. There's nothing left behind.
I'm gonna do an investigation for any traps
Okay,
or anything in the room.
go for it. This room does not seem to be trapped.
Okay, does it look like the body died here or that it came here from somewhere else?
The body is so aged and decayed, there's really nothing around it.
There's no valuables on the body, like in its hand, maybe clutched like it was taking something shiny.
Nope, unfortunately not. It's predominantly all skeleton. There's almost no like musculature or sinew left. There's bits and pieces of its leather armor. The only thing major left is that buckler shield that's also pockmarked straight through.
And there's nothing
you
else in
do
this
that?
room.
Correct. Aside from the hallway out.
It might have been acid of some kind.
Tiny holes?
Well, I mean, etching. That happens when... Oh, wait, I'm bringing stuff that Draho wouldn't know into this. Acid, it eats at the surface, leaves little divots behind sometimes. Some acids do if they're corrosive enough. I know.
Yeah, but then wouldn't it have destroyed the whole of the surface of the buckler?
Good point. I have no idea then, assuming that it's just, needles is our only other option, in which case that sucked.
But there are also no projectiles left.
Maybe
There's nothing
he
we can
exploded.
I don't think he exploded, Draho.
Well, we can't really know for sure.
So be careful going forward and don't trigger any traps.
So
I
he
wish I knew
has-
speak with dead at this point.
So he who carries the stick should go first.
I will go first. keeping an extremely cautious ear to my paranoia sense that has gotten heightened since I acquired this new halberd.
Okay.
Draho sense tingling.
Yeah. Some people call it Draho sense. I call it cowardice.
So you
The Draho tingle.
No, that's something different, and that happens after a little bit of wine.
you guys end up making your way down that hallway. It kind of curves and twists every now and again. It seems doors that you're passing are filled with rubble. And as you get down and turn down another corridor, a ways ahead, you're able to see sharing.
Oh, that's not.
I have a black plane with a white grid.
It'll come up. Takes a sec.
Oh.
Um, What you can see is further down that corridor, there's a small group of dark ashen-skinned elves, flanked by a small group of undead in various states of decay. The elves seem to be talking amongst themselves.
Wait. Say that again so I understand I heard what I thought I heard.
Yep, so further down that particular hallway, there's a small group of dark ashen-skinned elves, flanked by a small group of undead creatures in various states of decay. The elves seem to be talking amongst themselves.
Thought that's what you said. Drow. They're definitely drow. Or could be normal elves that have just been down here so long they forgot to shower.
Nope. Not how that works.
I can only hope.
Well, we haven't been particularly quiet, so I refuse to believe we've snuck up on them.
Me neither. Do they look like anyone that might have been in that place where we were doing the trading?
That depends on how you feel about the drow as a race. Do they all look the same to you?
You're right. You're right. Miss Dranner's racism would kick in right about this point, and I would definitely assume.
What about those of us that
followed
aren't
us.
racist?
Yeah, this is true.
They are definitely wearing different armor than those that were in the trading post.
I'm going to say, I bet they followed us from the trading post. We should be careful.
It's not the same ones, Draho.
You don't know that.
If they followed us, why are they in front of us? Wouldn't they be behind us?
They didn't stop and get caught in the box.
I didn't see any drow.
So they closed the swollen door behind them.
Look, it doesn't make sense when you say it like that.
You're like this close to understanding. Like so close. You're like right there.
So I guess the question is do we attempt parlay or do we preemptive strike?
Well, Draho draws his bow, readies an arrow, prepares another one in his teeth, says, give the word, it's dead.
These people are having a conversation amongst themselves. They look like they are prepared for a fight?
They are definitely outfitted.
Yeah, but are they holding their weapons, or are they...
The three drow are holding weapons. Double check specifically what they have.
Mainly, we're just curious if they look like they were waiting for us to come up behind them, or if we've sort of... They don't know we're there. They're not ready for a fight.
Well, the ghouls seem to be facing the wrong way.
One of the drow is holding a short bow. Does have an arrow nocked, but it's not drawn. One is holding a staff, and the other has a shield and a spear. Both out.
I'm gonna leave it up to you guys what we do, but at the first sign of hostility, they so much as twitch funny, I'm unleashing an arrows. I'm preparing my attack.
Well, I don't currently have my comprehend language spell up, and it's going to take me 10 minutes to get it up. So,
Assumably they'll speak Elven. If you want to talk, I'll speak on our behalf, but
No.
from a safe distance. Let me rephrase that. I'll translate in real time.
Not the dark of it. They're probably going to speak something different.
Can't help it if they're not educated.
You need to stop. I'll have to look.
I need to get like a potion of giant strength so I can wrist lock Draho when Ark's not here.
All the controls are gone. I was running rampant.
All right.
I will be fair, you can probably overpower Draho. He is very weak physically.
So, how would we like to handle this?
All cast comprehend language.
All right. You begin muttering the spell incantation for that.
Uh-huh.
I am watching the group, and where did that go? Here it is. If they appear to notice us and then start to act ill, I'm going to cast, but I will be waiting.
All right, and then you're going to be casting. So as your spell goes off, you see the one holding a staff turn and look in your direction. Says
Cast
something.
silence.
All right.
What does he say?
Oh crap! They're here. Get them. And then that area
Okay.
Goes silent.
Yeah, I cast silence centered on them
Okay.
as it's 120 feet.
Sounds good. With that, then go ahead and roll initiative.
Do I get advantage on that having the
Yeah.
on
You
attack?
do.
Yep.
Awesome. Advantage. Initiative. Woot! Nice. Exactly what I wanted to do. Go first so I could start shooting arrows.
Okay. Sad for you, Kibble got a 24.
Root.
I'm not upset.
He uses his bonus action to enact help for you, and then holds action with an arrow knocked.
So he just taps me on the back. You got this.
Yep. And so that brings us to Draho.
I get advantage on my first attack, right?
Correct.
Obviously, I'm going to use the bow. Might as well sharpshoot since I have the advantage. And right, that hits.
Yes, it does.
I was aiming for the wizard. D8. That's 22 damage, and I'm gonna booming strike to hit all of them.
Okay. Go ahead and select all of them that would be hit by it. And then roll the damage.
Well, that's literally everyone. It's 10 feet.
Yep.
And then roll 2d6. 5 damage to everything. Bam.
Looks like you don't have that set up in your action bar. Okay. Just a sec then.
Do spell-like abilities still require you to cast the spell?
Not generally, no.
Okay.
All right. They are all set.
Sweet. Well, I was hoping I'd take out at least one of the weak things with that, but
Okay.
oh well. Second attack. Do I still get advantage or no because of the
No, that only enacts
The
on the
first
first
attack.
attack. Mhm.
Okay, I wanted to make sure. That is a 9.
All right.
Okay, well, action surge
Okay.
for another 2 attack. Oh wait, no. Bonus action. I can try and hit one of the other guys.
True.
Forget that first. Let's aim for the flaming skull. Let me actually see about boop, boop. Switch that now.
That will hit.
Bam!
All right. And with that,
23 damage.
you see a chunk of the top of the skull go flying off, and this like burst of flame comes out. It floats down momentarily, but then floats back up into place.
Okay. Now action surge for another 2 attacks.
Okay.
That's a miss on the wizard. You know what? I think I can take that skull out, so let's do one on him.
That will hit.
Yeah. Hopefully I take the skull out at least. 20 damage.
All right.
No?
No, you do see another chunk of the skull kind of like across the jaw go flying in a burst of flame, but it stays standing, well, floating.
Okay, well, that's my action economy. So,
Okay.
on to the next person.
That brings us to the Drow Gladiator. All right. 20, 25, 30. Steps up to there. All right. Everyone go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Really?
Really?
It's a fighter.
It's a Drow fighter.
It's a fairy fire.
You know what? I am going to inspiration that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing.
12 probably still failed, but
I like 17 a lot better than 5.
Okay.
oh, even though it's only a 12, it's still better than 1.
Yep. And we'll let Kaison hit his when he gets back. So that being said, currently the only one that lights up is Kibble.
You mean I saved?
You did.
Wow.
That is his action. We will move to the wizard. Steps up next to the gladiator, at which point he is outside of that silence area. Yep. So another set of dex saves for everyone. As you see bat guano and sulfur coming your way.
Oh, bitch.
Woot! Only half.
So total damage on that's going to be 32. So far, Misaki and Draho have saved.
So that gives us what?
16 for
16?
half.
Okay.
Oh, I actually got that right.
First deck save for Fairy Fire. Think I'm good.
Make another
Yep,
one.
you sure are.
Oh, and I didn't even add my bonus. Oh, everybody adds +3 to their dex saves.
Everybody?
Or to any save versus spell. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, cool. You need to make another deck save.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay.
This is the important one.
Why did you say that right before I clicked the button? You son of a...
Inspiration lets you do it again.
Sure.
I would suggest that.
The sadness. That would be Kai taking 32, but still halved because you're fire resistant. Draho and Misaki taking the 16, and Naivara taking that full 32, unless you want a tomb.
I'll take the 32.
All right. Kibble will go ahead and take the 16 as well. That is the wizard's turn. Brings us to the bow fiend, who will aim at Draho.
Of course he will. Obviously the biggest threat.
There we go. He will scoot up for better ranging.
Oh, yeah, because he's got a baby bow.
That's right.
Like my kibble.
And we'll take 2 attacks with said baby bow.
And fail both times.
Second one is a hit.
Oh, well. What's he do? Like 4 damage with his piddly little child bow?
Close to that. So base damage is going to be 7. Then go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, drow. 10.
10. You are suffering the effects of poison for the next hour.
Gotcha.
And then the last little trick that he has, because he is very much like Draho.
Oh, you kidding me?
You take an extra 2d6 of psychic damage. So another 10 total. And then give me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom. 20.
You are good. So the first arrow goes flying by you. The second one clips your shoulder, does a bit of damage. Mentally, it screams in your head, and you can see the blackness kind of tunnel vision momentarily and then recede.
I know what he did. That's rude.
And that brings us to Misaki.
Yep.
I am definitely gone, and now that I've noticed one of them, I'm going to scream, "Watch out, he's been trained at Mithrandir." What? They're the only people that make blade singers and arcane archers.
I'm going to do the same trick as the wizard.
Okay. So I need
I'm going
1,
to
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fireball saves, it looks like.
Yeah, because I'm going to center it so I can get them all.
All right, starting top left, going right, down, kind of clockwise. Bothine saves. What's your save?
14.
14. Wizard saves. Gladiator does not. Ghoul 2 saves. Flame Skull does not. Nor does Ghoul 1. So 22. Bothine had a save, so he will take 11. Wizard had a save, he will take 11. Gladiator did not, he will take 22. Ghoul 1 save, or Ghoul 2, I believe that is. Yep, Ghoul 2 will take 11. Flame Skull does not seem to be affected by it. And then
Figures.
Ghoul 1 is immolated. Ghoul 1 down.
All right, and then we're kind of bunched up, so I should probably move. I really don't want to get any closer to them.
Got limited options here.
Yeah, I know.
Might as
I'm
well walk in
wondering
and slicey dicey.
Mm-hmm.
He can't.
Oh, I
Not
thought Misaki
effectively.
had a. Oh, I thought Misaki had a
Still
like
short.
pole arm too.
Still
I
short.
do.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, never mind. I did bad math in my head. It's common.
So, making a move?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Any bonus action?
No, because I don't have any bonus action spells.
Okay. Then that will bring us to Ghoul 2.
It's facing the wrong way.
It's
Is
a
it just moonwalking at us aggressively?
It is. You see it kind of slather
attack of
from its
attack of
mouth.
op.
Yep,
Yeah, attack of op. Then before it gets that close.
that's right.
Now,
And then it
times
goes
two,
booking.
What's that?
because he's going to get to hit it, and I'm going to get to hit it.
That's right.
That one. Oh.
Just use this.
Ooh,
Flex.
16 and a 20. Very nice, gentlemen. Go ahead and eviscerate that ghoul. How would you like to describe this?
So as it's running in, I take a leg off so it can go catapulting onto Miyazaki's pole arm.
Okay.
Well, I figured I'd just throw it back into you and you cut it in half at the freezing point.
Okay, that works.
It comes running up, I catch it on the point, and then I swing it up to you. It freezes out the middle section, and you come up and just cut along the dotted line.
All right. And in doing so, it kind of takes a moment and then slides, separates apart, falling to the ground. Ghoul 2 down. Does bring us to the Flame Skull. Who will target Kibble because he's nice and bright. And you see a burst of magic missiles fire out from its cackling mouth, striking Kibble a total of 4 times. He is...
Wait, why did he... I'm not going to question it.
There was a magic missile that didn't hit Draho.
I know, crazy, isn't it?
Well, that was the first thing I was going to ask. The second thing, magic missile would have hit regardless of fairy fire. So why did he target the fairy fire?
Because he's the easiest one to see after you took out basically an eye socket.
Oh, okay. I was just like, that seems like a waste. So far, nobody's actually used fairy fire against him.
Yep. That'll bring us to Naivara.
All right. Sure, why not? I'll throw Fireball.
Okay. So that'll be 4 more saves, again starting in the upper left, moving clockwise.
So this is a 4th level, so that's 9d6.
Okay, and
Jesus.
what's your DC?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Should be 15.
15. So Bowfiend saves. Check the Gladiator. Yep, +6, that'll save. House Wizard does not save, and that one is not affected. So 23 First one is the Bow Fiend, who did save. So he will take another 11. Second is the House Wizard, who did not save.
Who is sure no longer appearing in this film.
Actually, he is still standing strong.
I
I'll
don't
die
believe
next
you.
round.
He took 2 unsaved fireballs to
No,
the
he
face.
saved the first one.
He is looking rather singed. Drow Gladiator was a save, so he'll take 11. And the Flame Skull is unaffected. Any bonus action movement?
We'll move there. I don't think I have anything I can do as a bonus action. No, I'm good. I'll just move there.
Okay. Bringing us to bottom of the round, Kaison.
Oh, sure, you had to say bottom of the round and then announce it. Question about action economy.
Mhm.
That ghoul charged, I used my reaction to attack it.
Yep.
Has my reaction now refreshed because it is now my turn?
Correct.
Or when does that refresh?
Yep.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know. Okay. Nope. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
All right. Now they cannot pass me without getting thumped.
Misaki, your mic's going a little weird.
Wind, I think.
And I will cast Vampiric Touch.
All right.
And yeah, that's it.
Okay. Bringing us back to the top of the round with Kibble. He will go ahead and give help action to Draho once more. And continue to have his bow readied for someone that comes into range against someone. Draho.
I mean, back at the wizard.
Okay.
He's my enemy. Helps to actually do that right. Yeah.
Yep, that will hit.
Take that. 18 damage. Not dead yet?
Not quite.
One more time.
Mm-hmm.
One more time.
Miss.
Yep.
But bonus action. Let's target the flaming skull.
Okay.
Because why not?
That will hit.
Woo, max damage 23. It is gone.
That is gone. So your arrow flies in one eye and then out the back of the head, and you just see it kind of shatter from within, burst of flame, and then it goes out.
And then I will end my turn.
Okay.
Fighters are so complicated.
So Drow Gladiator. Kai, go ahead and take your attack of op.
Ooh, he's in my shorts.
Mm-hmm. Was not targeted, but a 15 unfortunately will not strike damage. So your new partisan comes in. and kind of slides off some of its chainmail armor.
Sadness.
True. That being the case, it makes 3 melee attacks against you. There we go. One is with a shield bash as it comes in, and you definitely dodge to the side, and then you see it poke twice with the spear.
Oh, he comes in with the shield bash. I just put my hand out and grab the shield and shake my head.
First one will hit. Second one will miss.
Shield.
What's that bring your AC to?
23.
Oh, well, then let's take that damage away. You do not get hit for the 16.
Yep, he comes forward. I put my hand out, push my hand on the shield. He comes in, and I'm still shaking my head as it bounces off the shield.
And you see him just kind of sit there, look at you, and then growl momentarily.
And I speak to him in whatever language he understands and go, should have parlayed.
You can comprehend it, not speak it.
Oh,
I know, the sadness.
you spend this.
Always forget that feature.
Why? Why would you have a first level spell that doesn't allow you to actually fully communicate?
Because that's what the third level spell tongues is for.
I was about to say, because why when you can make it a higher level spell?
Very different.
Yep, we all do. So that'll bring us to the wizard. You
can still talk smack to him in another language.
Because that is ridiculous. All right. Kai, go ahead and make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh.
That's
nice.
20. You were able to stave off some of the synaptic static that goes through your head.
I know that spell.
So, total of 16 points after it being halved. As a psychic scream comes into your mind, you feel your thoughts muddled momentarily, but you burst your will through it. At which point, it will back up.
It can go as far as it wants. It's still in range.
Bringing us to the Bow Fiend, who will go ahead and aim at Kibble, since he's nice and lit up. First is a hit. Second is a hit. Alright, damage done on that portion. There will be then a... Yeah, we'll go Bursting Arrow. So click on Draho as well.
Good thing Naivara is out of range.
For a total of only 4 points, as that arrow bursts into various different shards, hitting both Kibble and Draho.
He's out.
All right. Bringing us to Misaki.
He is out of arrows. Mess him up.
You'd like to think that.
Hey, I only get 2 and I'm level 7, so...
Drow or Janky, he gets 4.
What?
Drow. Retardedness.
Mm-hmm.
Because they cheat.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not helping the Draho.
Guiding bolt
Okay.
on the wizard. Ran spell attack, so I gotta roll the attack. Ha!
Oh, that's a
Did
crit.
that not roll?
Yep.
Yeah. It took a minute for it to catch up. I'm like, no, I saw that.
All right, roll that bursty damage.
Mhm.
Level 1
You ready?
version of it, I'm assuming.
It's level 1, but it's what, 46.
Yep. So a total of 8d6. Then again, if you just roll it based off of the damage in the spell, it should automatically do the double.
Okay. Like
Yeah,
that.
It's so pretty. So many dice. 29 points of damage. That guiding bolt slams into his chest. He glows briefly, ready to be hit for the next attack, and then kind of just fades from existence. Drow Wizard down. Any movement or bonus action?
Movement. I'm going to 2, 3, 4. Nope. 10, 20, 30. I moved my 30.
Okay. That's it then?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Naivara.
All right. Let's go ahead and do some Eldritch Blasting.
Okay.
We'll hit the Gladiator.
Yes, you will.
Nice.
Good chunk of damage on the first one. Total of 13. Miss on the second attack.
Miss
on the third. Hit on the fourth. For another 7. So your force bolts come streaking out at him. The first and fourth seem to be capable of kind of hitting the extremities. He grunts but dodges out of the way of the middle two. Any movement?
No, we'll just stay where we are.
Okay. Bottom of the round, Kaison.
All right. Okay, Drow Gladiator guy. Suppose first thing I'm going to do
Is hit unarmed.
well, melee touch attack or magical melee attack.
Okay.
He's going to take 18 points of damage.
Okay.
I'm going to heal 18 points of damage.
Nice.
And let's see, that is...
And my hit point totals are not updating properly.
That is because while you were targeted, I'm betting that you picked up the dice and rolled them.
Well, yeah, but I've only taken 11 hit points worth of damage on my character sheet, and I know that's not correct. I think that's just the first fireball.
Yep.
So the psychic screen, whatever that was, did not get added.
That is correct. Let's scroll back up to that. There's Misaki.
But while you're doing that, I'm assuming the gladiator's still standing.
It is.
Well, let's fix
you
that.
took 16, which is going to drop you to 9 total wounds. All right.
Okay. So that was happy.
Mm-hmm. Uh, 17 will miss. 24 will hit.
Oh.
For 9 more to the gladiator, taking that pommel strike. So coming in with that lovely caress, and you see the kind of ashen skin go just a little bit more pale, missing with that initial partisan attack, and then that pommel strike up underneath the chin, then flares into that radiant smite damage. He is not looking very good. It looks like he might have dislocated his jaw with that. He would scream in pain if he could move his mouth.
Is it just sitting there hanging open?
Yep.
A la mommy style.
Any movement?
Oh. Yeah. He's going to have to move around me if he wants to get to my friends.
Okay. Top of the round. Kibble was waiting for someone to engage, which you have fully engaged, so he will get his initial attack in there. And then do the same on start of the round. Do actions. That will hit and crit.
Opportunities, man.
Yep. So 6 plus that. And
That's one
helps drop
problem,
the gladiator as you punctured him. So we'll delete him. And then Kibble will fire in on the Bow Fiend for his top of the round attack. Does hit with 25. For an 8
Kelly
to the Bow
should
Fiend.
look at the Twitch chat.
Yes, you can, Himera Stewie. Who would you like to heal?
Kibble, probably.
We are about to find out about a mechanic of dealing with Twitch.
I couldn't get it to come up for some reason. I think it's having trouble on my end, so I don't know what's being said.
It doesn't want to play nice with Fantasy Grounds for me, so I have to watch on my phone.
I just saw that coming up.
Himera Stewie says he's not that mean. So, luckily for you guys, that gladiator is still dead.
I was waiting
Ooh.
for him to, like, res the wizard. Wizard stands up. Roar, pew, 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 pew.
At which point we'll just poke him with the halberds.
True.
A whole 2d6, 2d4 plus 2 is not going to save him from one of our weapons.
But
Well, it said heal. Heal is a lot different than cure light.
Oh, heal like the spell?
and-
I don't know. I have no idea how it works, but heal is a lot different than cure light wounds, sir.
Yep, but
That
when
made your
you
butt pucker a little bit, didn't it?
when you
I heard
click
it.
on it, it specifically
Yeah.
states choose which character automatically receives effectively a healing potion. So 2d4 plus 2.
Oh,
I'm not that
Ah.
awesome.
All
but
right.
that does bring us to
but you heard
Draho.
Draho's butt pucker. Did you hear that?
I could add another heal in there, like a real heal.
There's one for you. And a miss. And there's nothing to bounce that miss into
This is true.
except an ally, and I don't think I'm going to do that. So that will be the end of my turn.
All right.
Done.
That brings us to said Bow Fiend yet again, who is going to try and make sure that he can kill at least one person, the most wounded person on the battlefield. That will hit. And do a chunk of damage. Second one will also hit.
Ooh,
Do a chunk of damage. Kibble is down at this point.
I'll give him a healing potion on my next round.
And he will go ahead and do yet another bursting arrow. which we will go ahead and pull Kibble up. Doug's give him an extra failed death save. All right. That is the end of that one's turn. Misaki, feel free to murderate.
Yes.
Just feel lucky that he won't live to make it to my turn.
Okay. We're going to poke him.
Alrighty. Uh, 17 will miss.
Yeah, he's got an AC.
Yeah.
It's cheating,
There-
I know.
Yeah, I know. He's using the darkness. It's not right.
Well, just magic missile the darkness.
I don't have magic missile.
Burninate the darkness?
Yeah.
I thought it was Burninate the countryside.
And
Or the peasants.
thatch roof cottages!
Yeah.
All right. Any bonus action or movement?
Hang on a second.
Okay. Do 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 do.
Sorry, life.
It does happen.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
And now it's stuck
Yeah.
in your heads.
Not
It's
mine.
in my head.
I'm too simple to get it stuck in my head.
head.
Wouldn't brag about that, Draho.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I could surreptitiously go around him, keeping a 5-foot square,
Oh, yeah.
and be like right there.
Yep. How rude of you to cut off his angle of escape.
Damn straight.
Alrighty. That brings us to Naivara.
All right, we'll come forward and do a blasty blast.
Okay.
Yeah.
It also puts me kind of about where the body of the wizard was, so I could poke at it still.
This is true. And it may explode.
We'll find out.
And with the first Eldritch Blast, the Drow Bowfiend falls.
Really?
Really? He only had 3 left. He doesn't have Draho's hit points. He just has more potential DPS output.
That hurts.
Uh,
So, yeah. Anyone want to throw a potion down on our companion?
Well, next up would be
Kaison
Kai.
reaches down, grabs Kibble, kind of grabs him by the hand, goes to lift him up and be like, no napping on the job. And LOH for 15.
15? All right.
And then he looks over at Lord Draho and goes, ooh, that looks nasty. And he sticks his finger where that poison arrow went in and expends 5 to neutralize the poison.
Okay.
Pull his finger out. Yeah, that was nasty. Don't let him do that again. That'd be terrible.
That's why I hate Drow. Amongst other reasons.
I forgot to add poison to you. Darn
You
it.
did, so I wasn't taking my disadvantage. I didn't even think about being poisoned.
Yeah, that happens though.
Wow, I was
So,
wondering why things were so smooth.
the wizard body, is it breathing or is it dead?
They are very dead.
Okay.
Man, now I feel like I cheated the system.
Time to disrobe them.
Okay.
I want you to examine their livery. Does their livery look similar to the drow that we spoke with back in the trading hall?
It does not.
Or does it look similar to the livery of the drow jackass that were coming, the undead drow jackass were coming to Myrtlate?
It does.
Hey, check it out.
At first, I thought you said livers, not livery. And I was about to be like, what the are you doing?
He's hungry. He needs a snack.
I'm on investigate their guts, see how things are going.
I did that already.
This is true. So
I mean, there is a whole branch of soothsaying revolved around that.
Yeah.
That is true.
on
Anyway.
the gladiator, you find exquisite studded leather, a shield, a moderately decent looking spear, and that is it on him because he is a dirty male. As is the wizard, who has a interesting looking staff, but it's just kind of a piece of wood. Does have a spell book if anyone wants that.
Add it to our list of spell books
I
in
was
case
gonna
we ever
say-
pick up a wizard.
Okay.
I'll throw it at Naivara to see if there's anything useful for Naivara.
Depends on if there's
maybe-
anything ritual in it.
Not that I am seeing.
I mean,
We have
spell
like
books
5
are
spell
also
books.
like journals and stuff. There may be other useful information in there.
There may.
No, only
I know my
spells.
mother wrote a lot of things in her spell book, aside from spells.
Seems like a waste of magical ink.
Well, I'll
Anyway.
stick it in my bags for later.
Alrighty.
Staff, spell book, what else?
That was it on him because he is also a dirty male. The bow fiend, however, is the female of the trio. She has a spiffy-looking short sword made of a dark ironed material. A spiffy-looking short bow that looks a bit magical. And is wearing a dark iron chain shirt.
Are any of those get Kibble over here? Is any of that stuff magical?
He will let,
Probably all of it.
yep, he will let you know that all 3 pieces are magical.
Upgrades, people upgrade.
I know Kibble only has one magic short sword,
Mhm.
and he does dual wield, so probably good to throw the extra magic short sword to him.
Okay.
I already say that should be a go for that. And if the magic short bow is better than his current bow, then obviously upgrade that for him.
Okay.
I've never asked, does Ark actually wear armor?
He does
Nope.
not. Barbarian.
It's kind of what
Barbarian, barbarian.
Mhm.
You don't need armor.
Barbarian.
Man, bear, man.
Wee bear. What is Kibble wearing for armor?
Ornate armor made from a phase spider. Like it's
Yeah,
got
it's
little
not
spider
magical.
legs that every now and again he wiggles around and is.
It's not magical. It's the inspiration for our team.
But I think we've all stated that Kibble has moved on from mascot to team member.
Yeah.
Maybe we should allow him to choose whether or
Which-
not
which
he wants
mean-
to be spidery or protect his hide some.
I mean,
Considering-
he's
I
using
mean,
drow equipment.
Are you still
he's
leaking over there,
spidery.
Kibble? How you feeling?
You see him kind of sitting there and he's just. It hit me really hard. I must sit here. Oh.
Oh,
And then he just flops back down.
He'll be fine.
Hey, Kibble.
is Kibble also poisoned?
Not that you notice.
Hey, Kibble. Pull out your shiny. Make you feel better.
Yeah, you see him basically open several bags and set a whole bunch of different little shiny items around him.
But
He sets
maybe
totems around him.
maybe he should have a drink.
He sits bolt up. Did someone say alcohol?
No, I was thinking about this, and I pull out a vial of blue liquid.
What is that?
That's a healing potion.
Ugh.
He's like,
I
oh.
mean,
And then he flops back down. I was hoping for alcohol.
Later.
Yeah. Ooh, do they have any booze with them?
The drow female does have a wineskin.
Hey, go give him that.
Whoa.
I'm sure it's subpar wine to begin with.
Yeah.
Maybe we should check it first.
You'd think they'd poison themselves?
Or I don't know. I've heard all kinds of nasty stories about these guys. God only
Yeah.
knows what is true
Yeah.
and what is not.
Most of them come from our homeland. We make sure to spread information about the drow to everyone. Only reason he's this bad is legitimately if you read Myth Draenor's like lore, they have like standing bounties on all drow. They hate drow.
I get it. I get it.
So that's the only reason he's this bad, is it would have been an entire 350 years of drow are scum. You should kill them.
I mean,
The ghouls
I
didn't have
know.
anything on them, did they?
They did not. They weren't even loinclothed.
And
Well,
yeah,
And the flame
That
skull is just
armor-
a pile of like broken bone and ash.
yeah. Now,
Now that magic armor that was on the drow, would it fit Kibble since he's small and she's assumably medium?
Yeah, magic item is self-tailoring most of the time,
Yep.
yeah.
but yeah.
He can take it if he wants it. I just want to make sure it'll fit him and it's not going to look silly.
I'm assuming that the spear the male was wielding was some sort of magical.
It was not.
It was not just spiffy.
More than
Yeah,
likely.
I don't think they would waste magical items on men.
No.
I mean, not for nothing, but there are important males in Drow society.
Yeah, but they don't get sent on this
And
mission.
the person we're hunting specifically ditched out on Drow society. So let's not be 100% hasty.
I'll tell you right now, elves do not change in a couple hundred years.
Well, this one turned its back on Lolth to follow a new god. She's pissed.
Yeah, but still.
My lady has ordered me to return this dude's soul so she can turn it over to her sister for a beating.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
So this guy's hosed.
This is true.
Hosed
Now,
when he gets put down.
while you guys ponder over that, we have hit the 9:30 time frame. So we'll go ahead and pause there, let you think about what all you want to do with all those items, and we'll go ahead and pick up again next week.
Well,
Sweet.
I would suggest we just take all this crap back to the Dwarven settlement so that we can restart this, because we've got a lot of cumbersome crap.
Or
Yeah,
find-
we'll just have to pick the stuff we want on us.
And in that as well, we'll go ahead and see about doing a raid for our first time.
Oh, good luck with that.
Yeah, that
We
should be
can
fun.
raid things.
We can
I
basically
mean,
send
there's
everybody. viewing.
only 5 of us.
This is true, but we'll mini raid.
It's,
Oh, you're
it's
talking
more
about
like
Twitch. I was like,
Yep.
You said
It's
that.
more
and my
like
brain
an
was
elite
like
team
MMO,
of
and I'm like,
incompetence.
hey,
An adventure
hey.
party.
I want to suggest that we did reasonably well at modulating some drow.
We did okay. Could have done better, but
All right. We're going to pop over to Easy Mac, and then everybody have a good night. See you next week.
have a good one.
So who's Easy Mac?
Oh,
Another D&D
Assumably.
I
streamer.
mean,
assumably
just
better
picked
than-
another D&D streamer and we're like, throw down.
Yep.